They are very anti-Jewish and they're very anti-Israel. I think it's disgraceful, the things they've said. You have lists of, this isn't just a one-line mistake. What they've said about Israel and Jewish people is a horrible thing, and they've become the face of the Democrat Party.
President Trump continuing to stoke that fire, keeping his feud against the so-called Squad alive, pushing them really front and center, telling Israel not to let them visit, and painting them and the controversies that surround them as the face of the Democratic Party, which they probably would rather not necessarily have these folks as the face of the party necessarily. Nancy Pelosi's had their issues with them over time. Now Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is playing right into it. She says that there's a section of the Trump base which is, in her words, racist. Watch.
Trump relied on a coalition, and a core part of that coalition were racists, building a coalition with all sorts of other people that could be susceptible to racist views if they were blanketed and layered and made people feel good about it not being a racist thing.
Right.
And so there are a lot of people who support Trump that genuinely don't believe that they are racist, because we do not talk about or educate people on recognizing racism.
Here now, Cherie Murray, Republican congressional candidate for New York 14. She will challenge Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for that seat in 2020. Cherie, thank you very much for being here tonight.
It's a pleasure, Martha.
So what goes through your mind when you listen to how she is labeling people who supported and voted for President Trump?
We've heard this rhetoric before, right? We heard it from Hillary Clinton when she called Donald Trump supporters deplorables, and we're hearing it again. And quite frankly, this type of rhetoric is divisive, it's deplorable, and it's an insult to people like myself who do support our president in this great nation.
So you are, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your background and what you feel are your qualifications to take over for her.
So yes, thank you. I migrated to this great nation when I was 9 years old. I certainly know what it takes to work hard. Caribbean families throughout this country know what it is to work hard. I'm taking her on because of her detrimental policies. We see the $93 trillion Green New Deal. That's going to take money out of the pocketbooks of constituents in NY14, Queens and the Bronx. The job-killing Amazon deal that she killed here in New York State, taking away some 25,000 jobs. And then we hear the rhetoric on the national stage, Martha. It's appalling. Our kids are watching. The next generation is watching, and it's dangerous for us to continue this type of rhetoric on the national level.
So the president has been tweeting about this evening, and he says, like it or not, Tlaib and Omar are fast becoming the face of the Democrat Party. Cortez, AOC, is fuming and not happy about this. What do you think about that?
The Interior Minister, I think, had a very good point also in terms of the grandstanding that we've seen and the back and forth of the invitation to Israel and the declination of the invitation to Israel. And so seeing your grandmom is certainly heartfelt. And what we see now, the declination seems to be surpassing the love for your grandma and your hate for Israel and your hate, disdain for people who love this great nation and support the relationship that America has with Israel.
So how do you think, what do you think your chances are in your district? It's a very Democrat district, has been, I think, since the 50s, primarily. And her favorability number, she's at 52%. That's a Siena College poll of New York 14 registered voters in April of this year. So she doesn't seem like she's in too much trouble.
Well, a recent poll also indicated that donors to her campaign spanned a great number of 10. So local donations to her campaign were among some 10 donors. So she's not very much liked in the district. She's not supported in the district. The rhetoric that she spewed is dangerous to the constituents of the district, and it's time that we have someone that will unite the fight in Washington, D.C., that will build bridges versus burning them down, Martha. It's important that we have people running for office that can speak to uniting the policies in Washington, D.C., and working with our president.
Cherie, thank you very much. Cherie Murray, who will be running against Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in, as I said, a New York district that has been Democrat for a long time. So we'll be watching. Thank you very much for coming in tonight. Good to see you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So here with more on this.